that again. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays. And today I want to talk about overcoming obstacles. Overcoming obstacles, the things that may seem big in our life, and also the things that may seem small that we may not even be aware of. So, my question for you is what is preventing you from total success? In relationships, in health, in business, especially? What are the things that are getting in your way? And it can be so many different things. It's a difference between appearing successful, right? Versus seeing your success, hearing your success, and actually feeling your success totally around. And we talk about business and life harmony, work life harmony, because we're called to have peace on all sides of life. So therefore, we can be able to live in a place of ease and grace as compared to stagnation and stuckness and overwhelm and stress. So the first thing that usually comes up is stress. So people say, well, there's not enough time in the day. They're so overwhelmed with everything that's going on. And it just creates a lot of overload, especially here in our mind. And stress is actually one of those things that it can become normalized in our life. Like one of the things I hear a lot is, well, I'm used to the stress. I'm used to feeling this way. I'm used to feeling less than or depleted, right? And the reality is 99% of all diseases are stress related. So the more stressed out we are, the more it actually can get manifested in our bodies. Studies have shown this. And it's also contagious. So if we're stressed, we sometimes can stress out those that are around us, especially our loved ones. So it's about being able to take the pressure off. And the first step to all change is really awareness of what's going on, having that clarity and also having that breakthrough. So this whole part about stress, where can it manifest? Stress can be a combination of many emotions. It can be a combination of anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt, grief, right? All of this can be stuck in our bodies. And actually, um, what's interesting is that our bodies and our organs can hold some of these emotions in. Like, for example, a lot of times when I'm working with people who have experienced a lot of grief or a lot of loss, there's a lot of heaviness in their chest. Sometimes they feel like it's difficult to breathe. But even within our chest area, there's also other emotions, maybe not having approval or not feeling like you can be the person that you're called to be. And it's about reclaiming the power of our voice and knowing that our vulnerability is our superpower. Other things that can stress us out are people and relationships. We just experienced Valentine's Day, right? So we have all these holidays, and the goal is not just to have it one day, but imagine if every day was Valentine's Day, if every day was Christmas, if every day was Veterans Day, if every day was Independence Day and that freedom. It's totally, totally possible. So I know that there's a lot of stuff going on, and I know that there is a lot of things that may be going on in the world, maybe going on within our house, maybe going on within our home. And I'm calling, so want to let you know, I'm here to say that you can have peace even in the midst of the chaos. You can be able to reclaim your power and stand firm and be that strong steel rod that is unshakable by the things that are happening to you. How is it possible? Find out by making sure that you book your breakthrough session. I'll put the link in the below in this video and see some of the testimonials of what's possible of the end of that call. So imagine going from feeling stressed out, overwhelmed to clarity, ease, direction, and wisdom. Tapping into your inner wisdom. Another thing that happens when obstacles come along, especially when you're on purpose and you're living your calling. Now, you can be living your calling and living on purpose and still have this unsatisfaction with it. Maybe there's not that passion there that it used to be, or your motivation has passed and passion has dwindled a little bit. Well, that's okay, right? Because one of the things is that perfectionism is poverty and paralysis and stagnation, and we don't have to be perfect. We can be imperfectly imperfect, okay? So, any perfectionists out there, break free from that and know that you don't have to be perfect, okay? Even if people around you want you to be perfect, there is no such thing as perfect, just like there is no such thing as normal. It's about creating your harmony and knowing that there is peace and power in what you're called to do. One of the things that can create a lot of stress is actually not living your purpose, is actually not stepping into everything that you've been called to be and doing the things that you've been called to do. And so you can have the things that you've been called to have in your life. And a lot of times that stuff comes from even past based experiences. Some of it may have to do with what's going on now. And a lot of it also may have to do with similar situations that may have happened before. So an obstacle can even be a distraction. What are some things that are distracting you? I know a lot of my clients who I work with, they have these squirrel worlds. I call them squirrel worlds because it's almost like a shiny object syndrome. And there's not necessarily this clarity or this organization or this consistent systematized business where therefore they can be able to enjoy life more. So living your purpose, having it full of passion will ultimately and definitely lead to the prosperity that you've been called to have. And now is the time to do it. This is harvest season, everyone. We're getting ready to be into the springtime. It is now time to break free from all the stuff that's going on, even the little stuff, because the little stuff which we see, which may seem so small, can actually be wreaking havoc on our life and we don't even know. Do we tend to focus on the burdens? Do we tend to focus on the negative self talk? Our mind can sometimes work against us. Our heart sometimes can, you may feel it can work against you. Speaking of the heart, because we're in Valentine's Day season, it is about healing the heart. It is about creating a healed heart and a renewed mind so therefore they can work on one accord together to support you in achieving what you want to achieve. And one of the things that happens, and the biggest emotion that's associated with the heart, is anger. And a lot of times it might not be manifested like outwardly, but it could be suppressed anger. And suppression is depression. We don't want to stuff emotions down, although maybe some of us have like grew up knowing thinking that that's the right thing to do. That creates survival mode as compared to thriving mode, right? So if some of this stuff is making sense and you're like, you know what, I may have been dealing with something or I may have been ignoring something. The other question you want to ask yourself is, what are you tolerating? Right? What are you avoiding? Because when we actually break free from those things in a safe and confidential environment, it's almost like the limitations have been taken off. And it's time to step into being limitless and unlimited and amazing. Like, it's just so beautiful when you can actually get to that point. And my desire is to be able to support anyone who chooses to get there to get there. So this would be the best $100 that you've ever spent. And if you're ready to take action, I only have a couple spaces left for next week. And then this comes down, go ahead and get your breakthrough today with the link, and let's rock this out so this can be the best year ever. 2021, make it your best year ever, and then know that it'll just continue to get better from that. Otherwise, we will end up getting in the same patterns, right? A lot of people created New Year's resolutions, and this is the time where they start to wane down a little bit, right? And the question that I have for you to end this is, what is the cost of things staying the same? What is the cost of things staying the same? Either we can hear the call for our life or we can continue to endure the pain fighting against it. And I know that because I did it for so long. And I'm telling you, once you take the limits off yourself, then you can actually see, feel, and hear your limitless and your amazingness and everything that you really are. And no matter who you think you are, you're so much more than that. So go ahead and get on the call, get your breakthrough session today, and let's rock this year. I look forward to seeing you soon and have an awesome Wisdom Wednesday. Peace.